All right. Tony B here with the Young Old Guys podcast. What are you guys laughing?
All right.
That was some fucking disc jockey shit right there.
Okay, Ringling Brothers.
Hey, listen, we have a special episode today. We have our wives in the mix right now. This is going to be scary.
Oddly, it's been requested.
Yes, oddly.
We have some other viewers that we know that were like, yo,
Because
you guys
are assholes.
There it is.
For that
and there it is.
We need they say that we need a woman's outlook on some stuff. So
About damn time.
we might as well talk about the women that know us best.
Yes.
Yeah.
That know us. They know what our bare asses look like.
Man, I'm sorry, guys.
That is true.
You guys missed out on some good conversation that we had earlier upstairs. Like
Just
we were
before
sitting
we
there
hit the record button, right?
Yeah.
talking,
Yes.
and I was thinking to myself, like, we should be recording this, and we were talking about like birthing and fucking dick skin, and all of that good stuff, and we just missed out on all that. But
We did miss out on that.
we now.
Yeah. And there was a. You want to do your thing? Yeah.
No, we haven't even like done introduction. So
Oh, okay.
Tony B, as he said,
Right
in
here,
the
baby.
place to be. I'm just Enrique. I don't know. I have my wife to my left, Lauren.
Hey.
And then in front of her is Priscilla.
Hello.
And that's Tony's wife, if you guys don't know.
Hey.
Hey, it's Fat Albert in the gang.
Oh, it's going down.
Okay, so
I hate you sometimes.
That's what we're here
so
for.
I don't even know where to start.
I
know that my wife has some topics.
Ooh,
Nice.
she thinking
I got
about
something.
something.
Ready.
Look at that head. She
Well,
thinking.
I like the organization because these guys, they don't know what the hell they're doing.
Whoa. This is how we start every single podcast.
Yeah.
High five, Priscilla.
No, because
Yeah.
I'm always the first couple ones I was bringing up a lot of subjects and topics, so I was trying to been pumping the brakes lately.
Okay.
But I want to get asked some shit instead of asking some shit.
Well, it's ironic because what I'm going to ask is really, I'm looking for honest feedback from,
Jeez.
my amazing female counterpart over here.
And is it a
So it has
question for
nothing to do
Priscilla?
with you guys.
And no, and no,
Oh, it
actually,
will be.
it does have something to do with, from a men's point of view,
Okay,
and
so
also
you're
how
asking for
things
both
play
sides.
in culturally, how it plays in
This is a deep
gender-wise.
one? Is this a deep
No, it's not
one?
deep. No,
Okay.
not at all.
All right, well, spit it. Go ahead.
I'm going to spit it. And I just want to make sure, I had your consent to go ahead and say what I'm about to say?
I don't need
this is
consent.
Have
for
you
that.
heard their podcast?
I don't need consent, do I?
No.
I don't think
I
you need
can
to
say whatever I
ask
want.
permission.
They didn't ask us, so.
If you feel,
Right.
all right, you two, listen.
So-
if you feel comfortable,
Oh, yeah, I do.
yeah, then.
100% sure.
If you feel comfortable, hopefully, I'm over here crossing my shit. But if you said it, you said. So I can't say.
Got your
anything.
balls
got his
and your
legs.
toes
Yeah,
crossed.
exactly. I was just about to say
I
that.
don't know where the fuck this is going to go.
No, it's not bad.
Okay.
So, long story short, this actually took place this morning. While we were getting the kids ready for daycare, like getting them dressed. Enrique's getting dressed for work. And he asked me, he said, Lauren, do you know where my just black t-shirts are? And I was just like, no. I said, but I know that there was one that I washed and like it's in the dresser, you know what I mean? So I go and I pull out the the t-shirt, and it's like your regular black t-shirt, with the, not the V-neck, but like the dad style, you know what I mean?
The crew neck.
You know what I mean?
Crew neck,
And so I'm like, here you go. I'm like, this is it. And he's like, nah. He was like, there's different kinds of black shirts. And I was like, okay. I said, well, maybe the rest of those shirts are downstairs in this big white blue bin that I have, which was full of dirty clothes, dirty laundry. And then I was just like, they're probably down there. And he was like, so they're down there. And I was like, yeah. And he was just like, in the blue bin. And I was like, yeah. And he was just like, and he walked out. And then when he walked out, like mentally in my head, my next thought process was, is your expectation of me
It
to
absolutely
wash
was.
your stuff?
No.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Time out. No. Stop. Don't say anything.
no, because
Shh, just enjoy.
Go ahead. No,
Enjoy
go
the
ahead.
ambiance.
Finish what you're
Enjoy.
saying.
Yo,
it.
Lori
I got
sounds
the-
good on here right
I
now.
got-
Enjoy. So
I got the
so
answer.
after, but hold on. Wait.
I'm ready.
But
I'm like,
hold on.
when Kevin Hart was like just waiting for you to finish it, what you got to say? Because I already got my answer.
And like real talk, he's not even listening to like hear what I'm saying. He's listening because he's just ready to go out the gate.
I'm listening.
But listen, this is why I wanted to like break this question down because it has so many different facets.
Go ahead.
So after that happened, I was just kind of like, all right. So, they left. And I did go downstairs, just to let you know. And I did wash some of those clothes that were in the blue bin. So I made sure I threw a couple of your shirts in
Was
there.
Was there a black tee in there?
Girl, there were like 4. And I was like, I'm going to put all these bitches in there right now. I was like, so if he ever asks about this shit again, he got 4 fucking shirts to pick from. All black. All black. So my question is, when you're in a relationship, regardless if it's marriage, regardless if it's boyfriend, girlfriend, I don't care if it's 2 men, 2 women, men, women, whatever.
Oh.
Okay?
All right.
Partnership.
Thank you.
2020.
What is...
Inclusion.
Yes. And diversity. What is a reasonable expectation that you would have of your spouse or significant other to say, this person should do this, and this is why? And let me get some examples. For an example. Golly.
You don't let your wife talk.
Golly.
Like, damn, like, where we at?
So what? Give her
Golly.
No, she's good. She's good.
Okay.
She sounds real good right now. Go ahead,
I'm
Lauren.
ready for
Kill
the
it.
discussion
He
part
just,
of
he
this.
just
we're about
mad.
to.
He's
We
mad. That's
already-
what he is. He's
So
mad.
I feel like
Ready to
everyone
come
here
at
at the
you.
Yeah.
table.
But
Real talk.
But you know what?
see him?
She's breaking it down.
Yeah, but
I
everyone
am.
knows
Respect that.
where she's going with
Yeah,
it. though.
but let her
can
say
we get
it.
there quicker? So
No, man. Don't
Okay.
rush me.
go ahead.
Golly,
Take
not
your
time to the table. Jeez. Okay. So my question is, like, for example, if you're a female, does a male think, hey, because you're a female woman of the house, that you should take care of X, Y, and Z? Or culturally, with different cultures, hey, this is just, how it is. Women took care of this. Men took care of that. And then also, too, going forward, how would you break that down to your children? So, for example, you guys have beautiful daughters, beautiful son on the way. You have 2 very beautiful sons.
Other kid.
No, that's what I said 2. I said 2. Yeah. That's what I said 2.
All right.
Come on, son.
I'm waiting for you to finish stating your question.
Okay. So, what I want to know is, how would you break that down to them? Would you say, you know what, because you're a female, this is what is expected. This is what is expected of you. Because you're a male, this is what is expected of you. Because I haven't had this conversation with Enrique, but I want to make sure that our sons, like when they get older, like I hope you would agree with me on this. I'm pretty sure that you would, to be self-sufficient to the point that in this world, no one is designed to take care of you, in the sense of you should know how to do basic things. You know what I'm saying? Wash your clothes, do dishes, cook something for yourself. You should just be able to do, things independently without you having to wait on somebody being like, hey, why didn't you clean this? Why didn't you do that? Why didn't you wash those clothes? Why is this not folded? And it's just like, well, hold up, you're here too. And I just want to re-emphasize and reinforce, like, to tell our sons that when you get with somebody, it's a partnership, and that it's a team, and that, you're like, you should never have to do everything in a relationship with whomever you're with. Right. And if someone's like that, then you know what? You tell them this ain't gonna work, deuces, and keep it going. Like, and not to the point, and I don't want it to be vice versa. I don't want some girl, catering to my son. I want him to be equal with her. Like, I want him to be like, yo, you know what? You did dinner, let me get them dishes. Yo, you did this, let me do that. Like that, so that's just my question. Like, I just want to better understand that. And it's, like I said, I just want to understand what factors play into that and why things are the way that they are, And so I just wanted to, I wanted the feedback from, like the female side, and then I wanted feedback and opinions from the male side.
Yeah, so
could you bounce it to Tony first so we get an opposite sex, and then we can ask Priscilla, and then I can answer?
Yeah, I think you should go last. I was just about to say that. You go last, me and Priscilla go.
Yeah. But I think you should go before Priscilla, because we just heard kind of a woman's take, and I don't want to have double women on top.
Oh no!
And then us
most men would,
like
but I'm just saying.
Hey.
I mean, this is what you brought us here for.
Hey.
But what I'm trying to say is, I don't want it to feel like we're defending ourselves all the
yeah,
time. Like
yeah.
I think it should be a discussion. back and forth.
absolutely.
Yeah,
and
so
this
let
is
me go.
just honest, and that's why I broke it down the way that I did. You know, like gender roles, culture. You know, being a male, being a female. Like,
I mean, you
and
asked a
how
very
we're-
long question, so
Yeah.
you
It-
know,
there's a
roundabout
lot to
way.
it.
There definitely is a gender role ideology in society, so I do get that. But
It is
me
changing, though,
personally,
right?
it is changing. But me personally, I don't.
Can't wait to hear this.
Listen, I'm looking at you, but my peripheral's over here, and I'm like,
no,
she's like, yo, gun loaded.
no, me personally, there are certain things that I refuse to have her do.
Okay.
Right? There's just like things I would never expect her to do or want her to do, like cut grass, throw trash out, I don't know, wash my clothes. I don't like nobody washing my clothes. I'm just
You're a
I got a
stickler for
problem with that.
Right.
I don't like you washing my clothes. And I remember when I first told her that, like, what the fuck?
That's not how it happened. But
Well,
we'll get.
no,
we'll
you
get
know
to
what
that.
I mean. You know what I mean. You're just like, all right, whatever. But anyway,
And
Right.
there's been plenty of times where you're like, oh, the damn trash is overflowing. Why the hell can't you take it out?
oh no, that's
So
a
don't
different
tell-
subject though. That's a different
No, it's
subject.
not. You said that there are things that you don't
I know.
expect me to
I
do.
know, but I want to
But
explain.
that's not the case.
No, because talking about gender roles, it's like sometimes I think there shouldn't be gender roles, but there is.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the part that makes it hard because like I don't believe in gender roles, but then again I'm like, all right, I don't want her doing that. I don't want her like going taking out the trash because sometimes that trash is fucking heavy as shit, you know. And she's struggling. I don't want to see her do that.
Right.
Or taking the trash bins up or whatever. But she is a better cook than I am, so I expect her to cook. I'm not saying that I can't fend for myself, but she's a great cook. Like she's actually like really good, and I appreciate her.
But I still want you to learn how to cook.
Can I finish my sentence, my thought before you
Just
go?
say it. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Zinger.
Enrique was interrupting Lauren.
Oh, whoa.
You weren't getting on him.
Whoa.
Just saying.
I did get on
I
him.
was-
I was
it
like,
was
let her
a discussion.
It is, but let me.
No, it's not. Right now, it's tough having let people talk, and why you just want to have that.
Well, because you don't want to
quote-unquote
miss your
discussion.
point
Exactly.
when you.
Right.
That's
go.
why I was
Right,
trying to
right,
speed
right.
it up.
All right,
but
all right. Let me take mental notes
yeah,
so I
'cause
can
it was
remember.
a long question. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a long question, so
So,
I'm trying to break down
We
some
gotta
things.
break down our answers a little quicker so that I don't fucking forget anything.
Yeah, I don't necessarily believe in gender roles, but also like when you're a family, it kind of automatically becomes that. I don't know if that makes any sense. I feel like my wife is a great cook. She does her thing, and like that's her specialty. Where if she needs something done around the house, like recently, like hanging up shit.
Putting together a crib.
Putting together the crib, the
Wine rack.
blinds, just everything, just everything. Like I'm gonna do that. I'm not expecting her to do that because she takes care of the house like all the time. Like she does her fucking thing.
I pause it right there. Did you when you picked out that shit, all the wine rack, the wine holder, the crib, were you like, I'm gonna put this thing together and we're gonna be great?
Did I say
Like,
that I was gonna?
no,
put it together?
and I'm saying in your mind, were you like, you know what, I'm gonna put this thing together, or it was like in your head, you're like, I'm gonna get Tony to put that thing together?
Honestly, it was okay. I paid for it. I got it here. If
Totally
he
doesn't.
wasn't gonna put it together, I will literally pay somebody to come put it together on Handy. I don't know if you've ever heard of that app.
Yeah, it's like a Fiverr, right?
Yes. And they
Random
come to your
motherfuckers
house.
show up to your house doing shit.
Pretty much, but they're like a part. They're licensed or whatever.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'm not gonna lie, like I have to play mind games with this guy to get him to do these things.
But-
So when I say, "Hey, it's cool. You don't have to touch it. It's cool. I'll get somebody to do it, and I'll pay for it." Then
then
it's
he'll-
like
then he'll
that
do it.
manly, like, "Oh no, nobody gonna show me up like that."
Oh yeah, but okay,
yeah.
but the idea of it originally is for
Originally
him
for
to
it,
do it
for me
though.
to do it, yeah, and she knows it.
So you have an expectation.
She's not gonna say it.
No.
She's not gonna say it.
No, originally it's I want to buy this. I want to make my house look nice. If Tony doesn't put it together, I will pay someone to do
Okay.
it.
Okay.
She just answered it. She's answered it.
She
yeah,
answered it
so,
without answering.
Yeah, it's pretty much Tony does it or somebody else does it.
Yeah. But your first
That's what he's
initial
saying. That's
thing,
what he's asking you.
What I'm trying to get at is like you're in your head though.
I have
you
put
have
together
expectations.
plenty of furniture. I have done plenty of DIY projects that Tony has not participated in.
I wouldn't say that you
What?
expect him to do everything, but
No.
there are certain things that you
That you expect
him
a man to do.
As a I'm not going to say men, that you just expect him to do as your partner.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, thank you. That's what I'm saying. There's certain expectation that you have of me. Like, all right, my man needs to take care of this, whatever it is. Pump my gas.
Even if you may not do it, but your
Right.
original thought is like that motherfucker should do.
Yeah,
this.
you expect it, and sadly, I mean, it's just a culture thing. It's just like Lauren said. Like, is it a culture thing? It is. To a certain extent, it is. It's a society thing that you expect your man to do certain things, right? There's like certain manly things that you expect. But anyway, as far as the kids go, I do want my daughter. I mean, having so many daughters, I do want them to. I don't expect. You know what? I want them to be just like my wife. Like, I really do. Like, I think about that all the time. Like, I hope you grow up and you're just like your mom. I know that sounds crazy.
No, that's
But
normal. I would say.
yeah, I was like, I want you to be just like your mom. Like, in my head, like, that's what I think of, because Priscilla has gone through so much and has done
She's a
so
strong
much.
woman.
She's a strong
and
ass
educated,
woman.
smart.
And I'm
Absolutely.
like, if anything, I want you to be just like your mom, and I want them to look up to her because she goes in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've said it many times. She's the realest person I know, and she fucking does things the way a woman should, right? So do I want my daughters to be like cleaning up after a man, or I don't know, doing man shit? Absolutely not. Absolutely fucking not. I think a man should do certain things, but I also do want my daughters to fucking do man things too. Like, I want my daughters to change brakes if she don't got a man in her life. Like, I feel like,
If she doesn't.
yeah, if
But
she doesn't, if she does,
you expect
I expect him.
that
Like, I'm
man.
about to like,
you take
why
care
don't
of. You're with my
yeah.
daughter. I expect you
Why
to
didn't
do
you
certain
change her
things
brakes?
also.
Why didn't you change her
You should
oil?
take care of my daughter.
Right. Like, so there is those roles there, but I also want them to also like, I can do this shit by myself. I don't need a man to do it.
Right.
So it's that kind of double standard, I don't want her to do it, but if she's solo, at least she knows.
But it's
how
also
to do
like
it.
a sign of
Right.
love. Like you would take it as, right? Like if the man
is.
does certain things, you're like, this dude really loves her. He's taking care of her.
Yeah.
He's doing all those things.
Yeah, like, my wife said, I need new brakes on my car. Fucking, I got you. Because, my kids are driving in the car. I mean, in the car too. So it's a big thing to me. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it may take 6 months, but
Hey,
they eventually get
there's
done.
the plug, ladies and gentlemen. There's the plug.
But they
Hey.
get done.
they get
I
done.
said they eventually get done.
Listen, like, I'm sorry,
and they
fucking
get done well.
Tony's a part-time mechanic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Hey.
and that's the thing. And a man is expected to be a
Fucking
part-time
drop
mechanic.
everything,
Right.
put together a crib right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I was up there for 6 hours doing that shit. The crib and the fucking
I believe you.
but anyway,
Fucking
yeah,
IKEA
no,
is
but
a hell of a motherfucker.
I think I answered your question. I hope I did. So let's pass it over to Priscilla and see what her thoughts are.
Okay.
Before you answer, I want to state something though. Like, so this is really odd because both of you have grown up in single parent houses, right? So that's like only women have pretty much raised you a majority of the time. So to have that mindset that you have right now, like you have your father figure, but he's not like in the household where you can see the dynamic.
Right.
Most of the time you grew up with a strong woman that was telling you to do all the shit yourself.
Oh, my mom was strong as fuck.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then you also, Priscilla, you grew up in a household with just a woman teaching you your upbringing. So I think that's weird because Lauren grew up, she was lucky enough to have both of her parents there through her whole life. So she has like that dynamic of the mom and dad, like that discussions they have, those little arguments that are those like, you need to do this, and you have that. My dad never did that. My mom always took care of that, and my mom also, on the flip side, never did that because my father always took care of that kind of thing. So I'm just going to throw that out there. So when people are thinking of our backgrounds, that is something to consider also.
Well, I got something to say off that, but I'm not going. I'm gonna hold off because I want Priscilla to answer, and then
go ahead, Priscilla.
You to answer.
I mean, you can go ahead. You know, if you're gonna lose that train of thought, because I know that feeling.
That mom brain. But no, I was just gonna say, just really quick, just to touch on, like the dynamic of the household. Like, so I'm gonna just use Enrique and I for an example. My mom and dad, he's right. I had the privilege, to have them with me coming up. And Enrique, I can even go as far as to say you too.
Yeah, I would say for the majority of my upbringing, my father was away for a little bit, but most of the time that he was always, I have memories of him in the household growing up throughout that.
Gotcha. Now, did your dad help your mom out around the house? Like, was he helping, like, just to, mop floors, maybe dust clean bathroom, do clothes, help prep dinner? Like, hey, if she was doing this, let me take care of that. I got it.
There was a little bit of it. Yeah, I would say yes. It's not. I wouldn't say, like, if you were talking about a percentage from a 1 to 100, like 100 being like either 50-50 or all the time. No, we were definitely down in like the 15%, 10%.
So it wasn't on a
range.
consistent basis.
It wasn't on, but there are things that were consistent though. You know what I mean? Like every Saturday, my dad would be up drinking, and we would clean the house as a family. Every Saturday, just because he's drunk. He always cut the grass. And also whenever there was a big party, he was the one that was preparing the meat. So like when it was Thanksgiving, my dad didn't do no fucking potato salad, no macaroni and cheese, no rice. He just focused on the turkey. He was responsible for man shit, right? He was so, but it is a job. It is something that my mom didn't have to do that normally she might have done or something like that. When we're making a penne, he was the one who made the meat. When you barbecue, I never saw my mom at a barbecue pit. It was always my father or an uncle or a man always at that barbecue pit.
Right. And then so here's the dynamic for me growing up, where my dad did a lot of the same stuff you did, like your father did, barbecues, grilling, setting stuff up, but he also was like it was like WWE, superstars. Like if my mom was like, yo, from if she was coming home from work, and dad knew that dinner needed to be started, like he would do it.
Yeah, I would definitely say like that what you're talking about, your dynamic is also very different, because it's like her mother was a nurse. So she was working like real shitty hours at the beginning, and then she was studying to go to school to become a nurse manager, and she became a nurse manager, and then the fucking responsibilities with being a nurse manager. To me, I would understand why it's like that also, because guess what? At night or after a certain time, your father's there by himself. So he needs to, shit needs to be cleaned. Things need to be cooked. Like the upkeep of the house is his responsibility after 5, and that's the main time when the kids are home, they're not at school. You guys got to do your homework, you guys got to get fed, you guys got to get bathed, you guys got to go to sleep. And he was responsible for that because he was the only adult in the house.
I will tell you right now, just with mom going down to school, because like I remember she would travel, and stuff like that. But like even while she was going to school, even when she was working crazy hours, or she would get up in the middle of the night, to go in and go into the unit, because somebody called out. I mean, even though she did do all those things, like she was still holding it down, and they were working in tandem.
I wouldn't say, I don't want you to take it as she wasn't doing her thing. I'm just saying, like, as when your mom, quote unquote, clocks out and says, you know what, now I gotta designate my mind, all my energy, all my time into my work. She can't be there to fucking flip pancakes in the morning and make breakfast. So that responsibility moves over to the father or whoever the adult is in the household. Even if your father's not there, then you have like an older sibling or somebody who does those things. So it's like, not to say that it's taking anything away from the mom. It's just like now he's the only adult there. He's the dad. That's his responsibilities now.
And then flip it like this. So what if she didn't do those things, but was tired, just from the sake of working mom.
That's a different
being
discussion.
A mom,
that's a little bit of
wife,
something of my answer also. So I don't want to get into that. But
all right.
But what I'm trying to say is like, yes. Like if you're the only parent, you're a single parent. Just like your moms were dads also in situations. It's something that you have to do.
Yeah.
So, okay, now that she got her thing out, Priscilla, can you remember exactly your answer?
I don't even remember the goddamn question at this point. No, I'm kidding. So, your question was essentially, is it a cultural thing?
Yeah, or like, because of gender roles,
Gender
you're
roles.
a female, like you have to do this. And I'm just like, it just got my head to spinning like.
I honestly think everything comes down to someone's upbringing, their environment growing up, what you saw, what Enrique saw, what Tony saw, and culturally in the Hispanic culture, usually a lot of that main cooking, cleaning, taking care of the kids, like really did fall back on the woman, while it was expected for the man to go to work. They were the sole providers, take care of everything financially, come home, kick their shoes off, and they're
Smoke
able
that pipe.
to relax
I wish I
at
was
that
born
point.
back then. I wish I was born back then. Come home, fucking put the slippers on,
This fucking guy.
put on the radio, open up the paper.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if y'all find him missing
My
in
wife-
a couple years, you're gonna know what it is.
My wife's right there at the doorway with my food. Damn, they had it good.
He's been.
Go ahead,
But-
go ahead.
I don't think so. The way they were raised, because
Whoa.
Tony, you weren't in a single household your entire life. Your dad was around until
12 was about
12.
12, and then they
So
split.
you did have somewhat of that dynamic.
I grew up.
plus
Yeah, I
the
grew up
single-
at the most important time. I think because I think a dad in the first
10 years.
10 to 15. Yeah, I'm about to say 10 years.
Yeah.
It's very
So,
important for the
you know,
most part.
just
yeah.
using our marriage as like an example, what I see from his upbringing. Again, yes, that's the way that Hispanic culture was. I feel like maybe not by your mom, but I do feel like you were very much babied,
Okay.
and the women cooked all the time. That wasn't something you had to worry about. Your abuela took care of you. Like, you can't say that your abuela was not the, like,
Not saying
between
that.
your mom
Not saying that.
and your abuela, that they cooked, they cleaned, they took care of everything.
I'm getting triggered. Nah, go ahead.
It's my time to talk.
Oh no. So go ahead.
And so, but I can't say that I didn't see that on my side too, because I remember my abuela like doing everything. And my abuelo would sit there and he would drink and he would, just relax while my abuela is like running in circles, doing
Right.
everything.
Right.
Yeah, but how about the stuff you didn't see?
But she didn't work, right?
No, abuela worked
She worked a 9 to 5.
at the Wilmington Hospital.
she really?
She did. She also financially contributed. So I think that that's how the difference between the way like some of you guys were raised and then where society is now. Women have to work. They have to contribute financially, because if I were to stop working, we've had this conversation before. I have told him before, hey, if I stop, like, if you want me to do everything around the house, that's cool, but I'm not working anymore.
Right.
And you're going to be the main one. Do you want to lose my income? And then it starts,
the cycle's going like.
the wheels get turning. He's like, well, no.
Because we make pretty good money.
So we live a very leveraged
I
life.
don't want to lose my income either. I don't want to lose that independence.
Right.
I need, God forbid something, I'm not saying we're going to get divorced or whatever, but God forbid something happen. I need to be able to take care of myself
Right.
and my children.
Right. Absolutely.
Survivor.
And that-
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's
And
survival
so I would
mindset.
never do that anyway.
Absolutely.
And that's
But
exactly
that
what
was
I'm trying to
just
say.
The way that I was trying to get my point across to him, because So I'm not gonna sit here and say it's been like peaches and cream our entire marriage.
Right.
And so we've been married 6 years.
And what marriage is? I'm gonna tell you.
It's hard.
Yes, it's no joke.
It is hard.
That shit's
It's not for the weak.
It's really not.
no,
It's not for the weak.
But I do feel like from when we first got married to now, today, he has gotten better with a lot of those expectations.
wow.
Quotation marks.
Sometimes it takes time.
But it was a struggle. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it was a
Right.
struggle. I felt like, okay, I'm coming home, I'm extremely tired, I come home, the house is a wreck, there's no food. Now I gotta start cooking, I gotta start cleaning, I gotta start taking care of the kids, and
that's how I feel.
it's very overwhelming.
Yes.
And so then you start to become resentful, and you get snappy.
Yep.
You don't want to be like that, but then you're watching your significant other kind of just
Yep.
chilling like this. Oh shit, the world's going on around me. Okay. All right.
As I stroll through Facebook.
And so you start feeling away. Like, you can't help but to feel that way. So, it has taken a lot of fights, and we still have, till this day, discussions. I'm sorry.
Adult debates.
No, we fight.
Physically throwing elbows.
No, it doesn't go that far. But
We don't have those problems.
But, I have to always kind of go back, like, okay, this is the way he was raised. I don't use that as like an excuse for him.
Can I butt in for a second?
But I
can I
do
just butt in
feel
for
that
1
if
second?
I'm bringing in the same amount of money
I guess not.
or more some years or less or whatever, like, everything else should also be a 50-50 fair type of situation. And you know what? I'm not even going to say 50-50 because it's not always going to be like that.
Absolutely. You're talking about a perfect world.
Yeah, I know it's not always going to be like that. But so how I coped with it is essentially we came up with a plan.
Okay.
Where I said, okay.
Organizer over here. Put a fucking pie chart up. Started splitting things.
Hey, look, man.
Visually,
No.
color coordinated.
Visuals
Hold
help,
on,
all right?
Before you say anything, Enrique looked like he real triggered right now. Like he got so
Both
much
of
to
you
say
guys
right
do.
now.
No, I don't have.
I saw
I'm
him
not
over there
Yeah,
rolling
he's
his
like,
eyes.
Oh my
I'm not
God.
triggered.
Here we go.
I'm not triggered.
Yeah, he is. Don't let him fool you, man.
Yeah, he's fucking triggered.
I don't even know what the fuck I'm gonna. I forgot what I
Anytime
was
you
gonna
see the
say.
dimples
like-
pop up in his cheeks
Yeah,
when he
we're in
smiles
here
real hard,
a
he's
half an
about
hour.
to go in.
We're at the half an hour mark
Yeah, we got 15 minutes.
on one question.
All right, well,
But I
guess
mean, like, I
this is
think
gonna
we
go
should just let it
longer
roll.
than,
That's what I said too. Like Tony's like a stickler for keeping it at an hour.
All right, at least keep it an hour, please.
No.
Because it's hard. It's
Well, right now
hard.
you don't gotta edit shit. It's a fucking 3D camera.
I
Is
got
it
to
even on?
It is
You
on.
just
It's
put
on.
that shit on.
Go ahead.
They can scroll to whoever they want to talk to or see.
I'm
So
sorry,
this
go ahead.
works
ahead.
for our family dynamic, and I'm not saying that this is going to be everyone's situation because it's not going to be possible.
So now you're on. You're on your soapbox and you're giving people advice.
do I sound like
It's a little.
Is it?
Maybe you know what? When I said soapbox, that's probably over the line.
Yeah, I was going to say
That's probably
it's
over the line.
just what works for
But was
us.
that part of the thing? Can we give advice?
I think Lauren
Yeah,
is
I
asking a legitimate question that
Yeah.
I feel like
Okay.
every woman has felt at some point.
and
being
even men
married.
too, depending on where
that
and what
statement-
situation they were
that
on.
statement alone is very light bulb in my head because. But go ahead, finish.
Okay, so essentially the game plan that I came up with, not Tony.
Here we
I came
go.
up with.
Mastermind.
Here
Um,
we go.
So I don't touch his laundry.
Okay.
Not because he said I don't want you touching my laundry. It was a fight that we had. It's a one-time blow-up fight.
Fucked up his black shirt. Bleached it.
No. It was his white, something about his white tees. I don't
shrunk his
remember
shit.
what it was, but I washed like all whites together, and then I
Right.
put Oxy in
Medium.
there.
Yeah.
And they come out smelling all nice. Where his
Fabuloso.
shit was like all yellow. Like I was trying to get it looking right.
Terrible.
What
So,
fight is this? I don't
we
remember
had a
this.
fight,
She
and you
fucked
told
up
me
all your
don't,
white
don't
teeth.
touch my shit again. I don't even remember what it was, but so after
Fucked
that,
up all
I
your white
legit,
teeth.
I don't touch his clothes,
Right.
and I close his closet door, and I don't look at his massive piles of clothes. So when he decides to wash his clothes
Yeah, I
once
wash my
every
clothes-
3 months,
No, once a month. Stop. Don't over exaggerate.
Damn, Tony, how much clothes you got? Stack
I
up
do
for
have
a
a lot.
month.
I do have a lot.
God damn.
so I literally I don't touch his stuff anymore. Anyway, I'm not.
I never asked you.
I'm not trying. No, he doesn't. After
never
that,
asked you.
he doesn't. So for me, the way I had to structure it is I couldn't keep up with the household anymore, and I'm good with him, doing the manly stuff,
Right.
and chiming in every once in a while, like with the dishes and if I'm cooking, that type of. If it gets really bad,
Vacuuming, mopping the floor.
mop the floor.
Thank you for noticing.
Oh. Oh.
Not appreciate it, Tony.
Okay. All right.
Appreciate it.
No, I appreciate a lot of stuff that he. When
Okay.
he put together the crib and the dresser, I thanked
That's
him.
expected. That's
But I
like-
still thanked him because I like
That's nice,
appreciation.
A good
you
pat on
know.
the back.
So
It's good.
anyway,
She forgets.
I mean, okay,
The wiping of asses. The plenty of wiping of asses and baths.
that's just normal.
But see, I
No,
think
but I mean, like,
That is
I do it 90% of the time.
Oh, we're whip out percentage.
You do.
90%
Bath
of the
time,
I know you're not
Bath time.
co-signing over there.
90%.
No,
of the
I'm
time.
just saying.
all right. So let's put this out there.
That's another thing too. When we whip up percentages, like me and Lauren have this big thing.
About
that-
percentages.
Well, it's
You being tit for tat. You being
yes,
tit for tat.
that's the word. Tick
Oh
for
my
tat.
God.
Lauren, I'm
That's
gonna,
a
I'm gonna say
I
that
can be
Lauren,
tit for tat.
Lauren
not.
brought it up.
But I'm not. You know.
Lauren brought it up to me. She's like, because I said, I was being quote unquote tick for tat, and she's like, why you always doing that? And then when I turn around and say it to her when she's doing it, she gets fucking pissed. She's like, what are you talking about? I'm not doing it. I'm like, you're being tick for tat right now.
No.
You're thinking about all the fucking times and you're counting them. Put a little tick.
No.
That was one time I did it.
No.
Enrique didn't do it. All right,
No.
that's another time I did it.
Not
All right.
even, B.
Enrique did it one. I
Not
got 2 to
even.
1.
Not
Bitch,
even.
you need to catch up.
No.
I don't need you to do that.
No.
I think what you guys fail to understand is that,
But that's what I'm just saying. When I say
And-
tick for tack, when you're counting percentages, you're like, all right, my
and
percentage is
there
at
may
90.
very well be
your
times
percentage at
when
25.
we do that, when we keep those mental notes.
Yeah,
so,
I think it's natural. I think it's a
Everybody
normal
does
thing.
it.
Yeah.
But, the household, anybody's household, it's an everyday. No.
It can be.
Cooking and cleaning and all of that is an everyday
Thing that needs to
thing
happen.
that
yeah.
has to happen for the household to run smoothly, okay? If not, you're left with shit everywhere. I have tried to do the wife strike, and it's backfired on me because
You have so many
people
kids.
still don't see it.
We have a bunch of kids.
And it just goes, and then I have more work on myself. So I don't even do that anymore.
Catch up. Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah. But no, I feel you.
It's an
I understand where you're
everyday
coming
thing.
from.
So yes, you may, once a week you may wash the dishes.
Once a week.
Once a month you may mop.
Well, I can say once a
Okay.
month, maybe twice a
But it takes
month.
our kids, literally, that floor is nasty every single day. It's not,
I
it
think,
has to be done daily.
well, if we're going to bring mopping up, it's a little difficult with our family because we have so many fucking
Yeah.
kids.
And your kitchen
And
is in a
it-
But I
fucking
think
main
It's in the
area.
middle of the whole house.
Yeah.
It's like, it's
I can
so
see
hard
that being
to like,
difficult to be like, yo, don't fucking walk here.
yeah.
You can't. You
For
can't.
anybody, yeah.
So, but it has to be done
That's a whole different subject.
consistently.
Yeah.
And I think that that's just where that miscommunication is. It's just we need consistency more in that area, and not to have to feel like we have to tell you guys you need to do that. Like, you don't want to feel like
You don't need to tell me to mop the floor or wash the dishes.
I don't tell you any. See, I stopped. Didn't I used to like constantly?
I don't remember. I'm just telling
I-
you that, like, when I see the dishes are piling up in the morning, I'm like, all right, let me just get rid of these.
In the morning. So you wash the dishes every morning. That's what you're telling me.
I didn't say every morning, but I wash them
said-
quite frequently. But anyway, look, I'm not here to argue. I'm
I
just
will
here
give
to.
you once a week. I will give you once, and
Oh,
it's
wow.
usually. So I already know his
Wow.
cycle. It's usually Saturday mornings. He doesn't have to work. He's not worried about work. He comes downstairs and he puts on his AirPods
You
and
got
he
me.
has the
Figured
iPad in front of him. So he's watching the iPad, listening to YouTube videos while he's washing dishes.
She
It
has-
takes a good hour and a half when I could get them done in 10 minutes. But he still does it.
No, you know what? No, actually, no, dead ass serious. When I'm washing the dishes, and it's not more than once a week, but
You see that
I
face?
actually like washing the dishes because it's like my escape from the kids.
Like you zone out?
Yeah, I zone out and I just watch the dishes. I'm watching the videos. I got the AirPods in. I'm listening to financial shit or
Whatever.
You know,
So this is what,
whatever.
but I'm saying, like, I've accepted the fact that, like, all right, it's not going to be an everyday thing. It's just not on his side. So what I set up was pretty much once a week. I now have help that comes in to help clean the house.
Okay.
Cleaning.
Family
Absolutely.
or a company? You pay for it?
Well, I pay her, but I've known her forever. So, she's the only person that
You trust with the cleaning.
yeah, because people do
Great.
jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a fairly big house. You're not, you know, it makes it seem like you're just talking about the kitchen, but I
It's a
assume,
lot to maintain.
yeah, upstairs, the dining room, the playroom, the
Yeah, the
living
family room, the
It's-
playroom
yeah,
gets messy
it's
all
a
the
lot
time.
It's a lot to
All the
clean.
bedrooms,
Yeah.
the master bath. I'm pregnant. I can't be bending over.
Especially right now.
Oh,
bathing
girl.
these kids
I
right
think
now.
it makes
or
sense.
cleaning, on my hands and
Financially
knees.
good. Yeah.
So, and that's what I'm saying. It works for our family dynamic right now. So what I did to like budget that in is I told Tony, like, okay, we're not eating out like that anymore because you waste so much money
It's a lot of money.
eating out.
10 people
It
in
is.
Texas Roadhouse. Yeah.
Yeah.
Texas
It's
Roadhouse.
ridiculous. Like when I looked at our yearly spending just on restaurants, I'm like, this is
babe.
crazy.
We're getting off subject.
No, I'm not. But I'm saying.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are.
Okay, so anyway, we have somebody. She rotates down and then upstairs, and 1 week downstairs, 1 week upstairs. So that helps me not have to do like
The whole
the
house.
deep cleaning,
Right. Absolutely.
right? And then I can just maintain it on
Though
a
10
daily
minutes
basis.
later, the kids fuck it up. Dead ass.
Doesn't matter. It got deep cleaned. You don't have streaks, or when you fellas are here and you go upstairs to use the bathroom and you
Piss
leave.
all over the place. They're
Pretty
fucking
much.
dicks and shit.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying if you got a penis, you should be able to aim squarely in the toilet.
it's
But I'm
not
just
that
saying.
easy.
Or just take a little wipey wipe and
It's
just
not that
wipe
easy.
around the,
Praise Jesus.
that-
All right.
Yeah.
As far as yours, yes, I think people should wipe.
All
it.
right.
Yes. So I don't think
Let's
it's.
bring it back in. Let's bring it back
I
in
don't
for a
think
second.
it's a gen. I
Reel
don't.
it in.
You kind of went in a little.
I went in too deep. I'm
No,
sorry.
no.
I'm fucking lost over. I don't know what the fuck the
You're
question is.
going. You guys are going a little bit out
That was the
from
dynamic.
Lauren's question. She's pretty much saying, is it a cultural thing? What do
think
you
it's
tell
a
your
mix.
kids?
I think it's
What
a
do you
mix
tell
of-
your kids?
No,
Yeah, we didn't
absolutely
even get
not.
to that.
Like, no, my kids they're going to learn how to have chores and be responsible.
Right.
And
Okay, what about their significant others? Or what happens then? Like based
When they
on what
grow
I was
up.
saying, when they grow up, what do you expect each one does? Your daughters versus your son
I don't
versus
think I
their
have
significant.
like an expectation of what the female and the male should be or shouldn't be knowing.
Really? So you
We don't
think
have a
that
dynamic
you
at all.
you think our daughter should be out there
If she
when
chooses
she has
to
a
do
man?
it,
When she has a
as
man,
long as she's happy, kind of thing.
when she has a man to be out there doing oil changes on her car.
Well, no, she's going to take it to.
Jiffy Lube.
No,
Yeah.
if she
It's
has a man, though.
$25. It doesn't make sense to have
Okay.
you do the oil.
Brakes.
I don't
brakes.
let you
All
do
right,
oil
stop
change.
the oil. Yeah, 'cause it doesn't make sense, honestly. But yeah, the brakes. Let's talk about the brakes.
She should be out there cutting the grass.
I really
Middle of
think-
summer.
I feel
What, her
like
man
pay
sitting in the
somebody.
house?
each gender.
She should
No,
pay
no, no.
somebody.
Her man sitting in the house, not cutting the
No,
grass.
no, I'm saying I do feel like they should learn how to do those things.
Which I said.
Right.
But-
And yes, absolutely not. Her significant other is not going to be sitting on his ass.
Okay, that's what I want.
Letting her do X,
And that's
Y,
what
and
we're
Z.
talking about. That's what Lauren's question was. Like,
It should be, like Lauren said, it should be a partnership.
50.
Right.
It
50%.
doesn't always have to be 50-50. There are going to be times where I don't feel good or he doesn't feel well and I'm lagging. I'm only at 20%.
like this morning.
20%.
No, it wasn't like
You're talking about your
this
battery.
morning.
Your battery levels.
You got up at 10:30.
No. Okay. See, you can't just say that and then not say that I was up at 4 in the morning. I wasn't feeling well at 4 in the morning. I couldn't go back to bed until 7. And I'm pregnant.
You woke me up. You said, Tony, can you please get the girls? What did I do? I got up, did the girl thing.
How many weeks before that? Weeks.
Oh,
tick for 10.
How many years before? When you were pregnant, I used to take the girls to school every fucking morning.
Hey.
Oh my God, I was pregnant.
But you're always pregnant.
All right.
That's why I did not want to do this podcast. I knew it was going to go here.
Anyway, look.
Can we switch levels?
Yeah, let's switch levels. Anyway.
All right,
no
Lauren.
witnesses.
Let Enrique talk his piece, because now it's his turn.
All right. I'm going to try to remember everything.
And I'm about to roast his ass.
Oh my God.
Shit.
It's your turn.
I'm about to roast then. Enrique, I tell you one thing about Enrique. Enrique says the fucking truth. He keeps it 100. All right,
Jesus.
so what was the question exactly again? Because I'm not gonna lie, I can't keep up. So the question is it cultural?
No, well,
One of the questions. Let's go one by one.
Yeah.
Is it cultural? Is the question, right? I would say yes.
Society too.
Society also, yes. I mean, you fucking go on Family Matters. You watch Full House. You know, there's a dynamic there. You have a guy doing certain things. You have a mom in there. You have kids doing their shit. Everything's there. You see it every day. You watch it every day. Grow up with it. You have that shit in the back of your head. Also, I would say determining on your upbringing based with the TV and the internet and everything else that's provided, I think, yes, it's still there. There's still your mom that does, certain things in the household, and you have your father that does certain things in the household. It might be a little different depending on the household, but most people would then come out and understand that there's roles that certain parents as role models, moms have certain roles and dads have certain roles. I would say yes, that is in the culture. I think it's upbringing. I think it's what you experience in life. And yes, as a Puerto Rican male growing up in a household, all my aunts, my mom, all kind of had that same things. Yes, I'm gonna cook. I don't remember ever really seeing any of my my father cooked like in the morning and did breakfast, but my mom, dinner, lunch, was responsible in making sure that I ate. Was sitting me there. My dad was a disciplinarian. He was the one that whooped my ass if I didn't eat. But it was my mom was the caregiver, the loving, the kissing, the smooches. That was her role. When I had a boo-boo, if my mom wasn't there, I went to my father. But if my mom was there, I would go to my mom. It's kind of the thing. She just gave off that energy that she was nurturing, caring, loving.
It is about energy, though.
It is
a lot about energy.
I think there are some males out here that give that. I would hope that my sons would see that as much as I kiss and love on. Like, I want them to not feel uncomfortable if I kiss them. Yeah. Because I think that's a sign of affection and a lot of love and stuff like that.
I noticed my daughters do that shit. It's like certain energies they'll either go to their mom. It depends how they feel.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
They feel sick and
they want mommy.
They want mommy. Yeah, they want mommy.
And I think that.
But when they want that love, they go to dad. Like,
yeah.
Oh,
well,
Dad,
it depends on what it is.
Can I cuddle with you?
I don't know if I agree with that.
Stop.
I would say that there are certain levels to it depending on what it is. But there's sometimes when my son just like, his mom's there, but he's like, you know what, I want to sit with daddy.
Wait, time out. Which son?
Mondo.
Okay.
Mondo's 4 years old.
Shout out to Mondo.
Lorenzo is like 1 year old. So like, yeah, he does. Lorenzo don't give no fucks.
He sure don't. He'd be like, somebody just carry me. Give me some snacks.
But Mondo, when he's feeling scared or anything like that, he'll cuddle with me. But sometimes when he has a boo-boo, my tummy hurts, he goes to mommy.
Yeah.
But he'll state out loud that he's hungry. He doesn't care who feeds him as long as he's fed. But as far as that, like, now we'll touch on children. You said, do I want my kids? What was the exact question?
So my question was, like, for example, do you want our sons to be in a relationship where they're basically doing everything as, Priscilla and Tony?
Everything.
Hold on.
No, I'm just trying to retain it. Like, when you say everything, you mean like everything.
Yeah, I'm talking about like.
Because I have a different dynamic because we have boys. We have 2 boys. They have a lot of girls and 2 boys.
Exactly.
Right.
So, again, my thing is, and especially because they're men.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Just give me the question instead of like a summary.
Gotcha. So, long story short,
Uh-huh.
would you want our sons to be in a relationship where they are primarily handling everything. And let's say they were with a female that, you know what, didn't help out as much with, you know, cooking, cleaning, or even, I mean, just things in general. Like, for me, I don't want them being in a relationship like that. Like, no one's here to take care of.
And there's women like that. Though,
Yeah, no.
There are
that do nothing.
Yeah, and the man does everything.
And
I mean, and they may be happy doing that, but I'm gonna tell you, I'm not.
And that's the key thing is, like, it's depending on them, where they're at in their selves and their lives and how they feel. Like, once again,
Preach.
so, but if we're talking about just bare essentials without thinking about those things, I would say yes. I would expect my sons to do certain things in a household.
Would you expect them to be 50-50 though? Like, not say because I take out the garbage,
I
because
wouldn't.
I mow the grass, because I change your brakes, because I might fix something. Then I
expect some
I pretty
things
much
in
cement
return.
that. Like, this is me. I cement.
But is that saying
done.
that you expect something in return?
What do you mean?
Like, you say, if I cut the grass, if I change the oil, if I make sure the house is running, if there's electricity, if there's a burglar, I'm the first one down the stairs. You're saying that I'm cashing in all that. This is what I'm going to get for cashing in all that.
Get for cashing in. I'm sorry, I'm not quite.
No, what I'm trying to say is, like, so if you're saying, like, if I'm going to do this for us, cut the grass, take out the trash, pump the gas, fix the house, do I expect as a man or as a person will say to have some other things taken care of on the other side? Is that what you're asking?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, I would say yes.
Okay.
I expect them to, like, the same thing, like, as I hold myself accountable for certain things, I would hold them for those things also. Like, if the woman is walking down the street with you, I expect my son to put her on the inside of
Be
the
a gentleman.
street, away from it. Well, yes,
Right.
that's a part of culture and all those things.
Yeah.
So I would say yes. If I pull up to my son's house and his wife is out there cutting the grass, I'm gonna say something to him. I was like, bro, it's fucking 91 degrees outside. She's out here sweating. She's pushing this thing up a hill.
Absolutely.
Why aren't you doing it?
Absolutely.
Now, if he's in there cooking eggs and flipping shit, you know, and he's got a baby on his fucking side and he's with a vacuum, I would say, okay. I mean, whatever works for your dynamic, but I would say, you know, I think that, you know, you have a, you know, physical strength to be pushing this thing. I would get in that argument, but that could go either way. But if he turns around and says it's something that she likes to do, she's an outdoors woman, and you know what, I have a thing for nurturing children, I would say, okay, as long as there's a trade.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah,
and
there's
that's
got to be a
right,
trade.
and that's what I'm getting to. Like, I
Right.
just don't want it
So
to
now,
be,
like, if you're sitting there to the point that it's not a trade,
right.
then that's another thing. That's a discussion that needs to happen. Then, like, suppose, like, you're talking about the original incident. First of all, let's talk about the original incident. I'm thinking about it now. So now
We're talking about the black shirt.
we're talking about
Yes.
Okay.
clothes. We're originally talking about clothes not being washed, right?
Right.
And then you saying that the reason why I made my comment was because you didn't wash my clothes.
Yeah, and my thought was, when you did that, was your expectation of me was to be like, well, I should have washed your stuff. Like, because
No,
you don't wash my clothes.
You're half right.
You don't wash my clothes.
You're half right.
You
Well,
don't,
no. I would.
You don't wash
So
my
this
stuff.
is my discussion. So when I wash clothes, which I would say is not as much as my wife, we'll say. I don't know percentages and shit like that, but we'll say that my wife washes more clothes than
And I
do.
believe it.
Well, no, I'm not going to sit here and argue percentages because I don't really know, because I'm not down there fucking taking tallies and using fucking pie graphs and bar graphs. I know
No, he's
that.
playing Red Dead.
Yes, but sometimes I do throw in loads. But when I do clean, I go fucking in. Everything down there, I'm throwing in there. Now how I feel is, like, if you give me some shit about cleaning your clothes, fuck it, I ain't cleaning no fucking clothes, and you wash the clothes if you want them a certain way. I'm gonna wash them the way I'm gonna wash them.
So you just saying that now, right?
I will say that now.
Right, you saying that now.
Don't give me shit if I'm trying to be nice, quote unquote, and do the right thing and clean the clothes, and you're gonna give me shit because I didn't reuse the right soap, or I didn't leave
don't
them in
care.
there. That's what I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But I've washed clothes, and I will say, personally, right now, off the top of my head, whatever's down there, I will wash. If it's your skivvies, if it's the kids' skivvies, if it's a blanket, I try to do the whole fucking dark, light, whites, whatever fills up the thing, I'm gonna throw in. If it's there, I don't know, I smell it, I don't know what it is, I put it in, I'm gonna wash it.
Ass cheeks.
Regardless. So now, like, this is what I'm talking about. So to me, whatever to me is down there, I'm gonna wash.
Okay.
Okay. So hold on.
All right, because I have a question about that.
Yeah. So originally my thought was there's things that have been washed, right? Throughout the house. Baby's things, blankets, Lauren's bras, all her clothes. But there is a bucket of clothes that has been sat back in a corner by itself, left alone, no one's paying it any attention to wash those clothes. So other clothes are being washed, but that particular bucket of clothes isn't being washed.
All right. So whose job is that?
But this is the thing. To me in my head, it's like if you're down here washing clothes,
That's all right.
all clothes are in the game. How I feel like, you know what? Fucking dump the bucket, boom.
Yeah, do the
wash
whole
all
thing.
the darks, wash all the towels all together. So how I feel is like there's other things being washed,
Right.
But my shit isn't being washed.
Oh.
But wait a minute, time out.
Well, see, I wash my own clothes, so
Well,
I
see, right.
not.
And then that's the
Time
thing.
out in this
That's a
bitch.
So hold on. So here's the thing. So
So that was
my
you.
original thought is like, why isn't
You're
my
like-
clothes being washed? Why am I being segregated from everything being washed? I see fucking pillows being washed, blankets being washed 2 times a week, which I think is excessive. But Lauren loves, like,
Listen.
she washes towels, washcloths, blankets fucking 3-4 times a week.
Listen, when you
But my
have little
fucking-
kids,
no, hold
you
on,
got
hold
poop
on.
and stuff on
And-
it, and food
But,
and
but
He's talking about his clothes.
But my bucket of clothes
It's thrown in the back.
is kept in the back corner, in the dark corner.
All right.
So to me, I take a little offense to that. That was my offense.
So your answer, long story short, I should have did that. I should have
No, I'm
washed your
saying
clothes.
if the clothes
But
are
you feel some type
no,
of way.
if the clothes are there, why didn't they get brought in with the rest of the clothes to get washed?
All right, can I answer that? Please?
No, I don't know. I don't want your answer.
So now
can't.
everything opens
So
up.
all
now.
of this bullshit was just because they were saying. So how I feel is like I'm like with kind of with Tony and kind of with you. Like I'm communication. If I was brought up to wash my clothes, and when I lived with my parents, my mom got to that point that she's like, you need to bring your clothes down and I'll wash them, but you need to bring them down.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, if you don't bring them down, you need to wash them. And I'm being the petty asshole that I am, dick as I is growing up, is like, you know what, fuck it, I'll wash them then. Of course, I would do a Tony. I'd wait fucking a month, and you couldn't get into my room because the door was
Okay.
jammed closed.
Okay.
And I would wash them though.
Okay.
I wouldn't complain to my mom. I wouldn't complain to anybody. I would just wash them, right? And the same thing would happen. I feel the same way now. If that's too much for you, as a wife, as a mom, or as a washer of the clothes, tell me, because then I'll look for that bucket that's hiding in the corner, and I will wash my clothes.
All right. Well, let's back up. So first of all,
What was the other question? though?
well, no,
because
because I'm gonna hit this real quick.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit it
Alright.
real quick, and I'm gonna bounce.
Yeah, let it
So
hit.
I just want to let you know. First of all,
Where are you bouncing to?
yeah, I was like,
I'm here.
Like, I gotta poop.
Because here's the thing, like,
we doing this together.
No. See, it's not.
But
it's
no,
not
wait,
it, shouldn't
wait.
Be, it shouldn't be tagging up against
no.
each other.
No, we're
All
not.
I'm saying is
No,
like, because
no,
Enrique
no.
has a
But
valid
wait.
point. He makes.
But hold on.
See, I'm not being a dick.
Hold on.
You know what I'm saying?
Lauren, it does sound a little fishy.
No, but let me tell you what happened. So
But
just like
if you were, yeah.
If it.
She might have been tired.
And that's
Maybe
okay.
She got resentful.
And that's exactly. And you know what I'm
know?
saying? Like, oh, I didn't see it over there, or it's over there. I didn't notice it.
All right,
blah,
let
blah,
her
blah,
let
blah,
her
blah.
speak
But
her
wait,
piece.
time
Let
out.
her speak her
So
piece.
first and foremost, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Those clothes were upstairs in our room behind the door. To where when I would go to open the door, like I couldn't open it fully.
Yeah.
So I went downstairs in the basement, got the blue bin, came back upstairs, loaded all of those clothes,
Yeah.
from behind the door in that basket, lugged that bitch down 2 flights of steps. Steps, down from our bedroom into the living room,
Into the basement.
into the basement. That shit was heavy.
Yeah, it was.
And I was just like, this,
Fucking, I ain't gonna watch it.
like, yeah.
Okay.
And I was like, because,
And that's
hold on,
what-
but hold
but here's-
on, wait a minute, time out. Hold on, give me a second, baby, give me a second.
No, you already
Give me
said
a
the
second.
point though.
No, but
I just want to put out
You
there
s-
when we started this, weren't you foreplaying? Like, every
yeah.
time you
Oh
look
yeah,
at me, I
No,
want
it's-
you
and
to.
this is,
it's
and
still
this is
going
how it's
down.
still going. Yeah,
It's still gonna go down. Like,
Because he's gonna be like,
we
"What'd you
fight.
say?" And I'm gonna be like, "Bring it."
So we
You know what I mean?
fight, but we still love each other. You know?
right.
So
The first time I'm seeing it play out live.
Go ahead.
in front of
But go
me.
ahead, because I got the thing to say to that.
So So, and the thing is, so after I brought it downstairs, like I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, Enrique.
Yeah.
I was tired.
Yeah.
And then it's like, and then when I brought the clothes downstairs, then it was back up the steps, to make sure that, Lorenzo's not getting out somewhere, Armando's not getting out somewhere. Then it's dinner, and then it's, chill a little bit, then it's do dishes, and then, it's like upstairs for bedtime. So a lot of the times, like, I can't get to everything, and I need you to come in, and that's why I always look at you, and I'm like, I need your help. And you hear me say that often.
Okay.
Enrique, I need your help.
Now, so this is a different discussion, but I'm going to go back to the laundry. I would say that, Enrique, if that was a problem to you, if you say, Enrique, bring down these dirty clothes in a basket, I would say 80% of the time, Enrique brings down the clothes in a basket.
When he's ready, ladies and gentlemen.
That is the key, yes.
6 months later.
Yes.
Yes. It might
And
be
that's
6
why
months later.
I be wanting to take his life.
But here's the thing.
Because you ask him and he be like,
now
I'll
when
do
we
it
talk
when I'm ready.
about-
I'm like, just bring it.
Now, when we talk about culture and shit like that, now this is where the fine line is, where we're talking about how things go. Because like I tell you, like, I will do it. Yeah, it might take a week, might take 6 months.
But why?
Well, that's a different discussion. But what I'm trying to say is that I will do it, and it will get done. I will do it.
Yeah, but then by the time it gets down there,
you're right.
Then you run out of everything.
Yes, you're right. But regardless, it will be done on my time when I'm ready to do it.
But that's a machismo thing.
That is a very much. No, I think that's everything.
No.
The same thing with you.
I can see it.
I would say if you turn around and say the same thing you were saying, you know what, Enrique, I will wash your clothes.
I don't want anyone telling me
hold on.
what to do.
Because I have a problem with authority. That's Enrique Nieves.
And Tony is the same exact way.
Can I talk?
Yes.
No, can I talk? I let everyone fucking talk. Can I talk?
Preach.
So the same thing. If I turn around and say to you, like you talk, like if you were to turn around and tell me, can I
stop? Let him talk.
Yeah. So if you turn around, no. So if you turn around, if you turn around and tell me at the same time, like, you know what, I'm gonna get to your clothes after I wash all these other clothes. I'll get to your clothes. I would then turn around and say to my head, well, if that's your rule, you're going to get to it when you're ready. Fuck it. I'm going to wash my clothes. Don't touch my clothes. I would say that. So then I would watch. I know in my head that to her, my clothes are not.
All right. So I feel like we just came up with a resolution to take a little bit less off your plate.
Yeah, and not to say that your stuff's not important.
And I wouldn't say there and be like, oh, that's terrible. Well, I'm just trying to assume the same thing. Like you turn around and said, I took the clothes down because you didn't want to wait that long. So you're like, you know what? I'm going to take matters into my own hands.
Well, honestly,
and I'm going to do it.
I never asked you. I just did it because I saw the clothes piling up and I took them downstairs.
Well,
so I
okay,
never
then
asked
that's something else. But if you would have asked me,
that's a
I
little
would have
annoying.
taken.
Like opening up your door and you can barely open up the door because there's a big pile
well,
of clothes.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand why you're saying it, but nonetheless,
was Lauren annoyed by that?
By
I'm
the
sure
door?
she was.
By the door,
She
not.
Oh, yeah.
Why else
Okay.
would
I was,
she
especially
throw
when
it in
you-
a bin and
trying to
take it
get
downstairs?
the kids
That
to go to
shit's
bed.
heavy.
You're like, get to the door.
All right.
Bow.
Well, let's wrap this up a little bit because
Okay.
So-
I gotta edit.
Oh my God,
Go ahead.
So, like I said, like if you're gonna, take matters in your own hands at that point, then that's on you. I would say because I would do it, and I'm willing to do it, but on my time. So I mean that's how I feel. And the same thing happens with something like trash. You guys kind of talked about the trash situation. I feel like, you know what, a guy should take out the trash. But if my wife takes out the trash and I come up the stairs and I see her taking the trash, I would say, why are you taking out the trash? I can take out the trash. Now, if she's upset and says like, well, it was stinking and I'm just going to take it out, then I would say, okay, I'm like not going to get to the point that, red flag machismo bullshit like that with trash.
Right.
I'm saying like, but if I come up the stairs and you tell me, Enrique, I need to take the trash out, and I go like, all right, let me go take a shit. I go take a shit and I come back and I take the trash out. The trash will get taken out. I will do it. You don't have to do it. I know in my head that I need to take the trash out as a man, and that's something that in my mindset